Just call all nines.
Live from Augusta, you're watching News 12 at 6 o'clock.
A dream up in flames after a food truck catches fire.
The foodie's message is simple. It's one word: unity.
Next on News 12 at 6 o'clock. Strangers unite to help a fellow small business owner. Meanwhile, there won't be any gloomy skies when voters hit the polls tomorrow. Election day is coming up tomorrow. Let's send things over to First Alert Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale, who is timing out the warm-up. Warm-up sounds good, Riley.
Absolutely. Definitely a field staying close to 50, but away from that city environment. Another chilly start into the low 40s. I'll have a look at the rest of the week for you in just about 10 minutes.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Riley. It is hard to believe these charred remains were once someone's livelihood. This food truck went up in flames yesterday at the Foodies Festival near the Freedom Bridge and Riverwalk Marina. Just minutes after this was put out, other foodies from out of town started asking, hey, how can I help get this business back on their feet? Our Sydney Hood joins us now live from where this happened with the story. Sydney.
This is not just a food truck loss here. This is someone's dream. All of the money that Metro Concessions made this weekend is all gone. But if there's one thing bringing this tight-knit foodie community together right now, it's food and their love for one another. Underneath the dark and black ashes,
This is his livelihood. This is what he does full time.
everything now burnt to a crisp.
We saw the black smoke, and I was like, that's a food truck. And then there was a cop who had a picture of it, and I was like, that's Uncle Harvin. They said, get your butt up there and see if Uncle Harvin's all right.
It's pure luck Uncle Harvin is alive.
When the fire started, we knew that it was going to completely destroy Harvin Pollard's life, Metro Concessions' life.
Supplies are replaceable.
Lives are not. We will take care of you, and you need to not worry about anything else.
That's what family is for.
My wife and him had been talking about selling our old food truck. And this happened, and she's walking up the road, and she says, I'm going to give him the trailer.
Bringing new life to their old burgundy trailer.
And that is rising above hurt, pain, agony, and even fire.
It's seeing the light in the midst of darkness.
Somebody can give this, somebody can give that. It doesn't matter. But if you're only talking about it, you might as well keep your mouth closed.
And just in the last 5 or so hours, more than $1,000 has been donated to Metro Concessions. And this money's coming from complete strangers. So again, it shows you how people are choosing the light in the midst of the darkness. And I want you to take a look at this damage right here. No one was injured. No one was hurt from this. So you think about how close all these food trucks were together. It really is pure luck that everyone walked away injury-free and was totally safe.
And also someone's livelihood no longer at risk because of the kindness of other food vendors. Thanks for that story, Sydney. Just hours ago, the Richmond County coroner identified one of 2 victims who died during a house fire. This happened 1 month ago. They say 69-year-old Teresa Ingram was found after the blaze at home on Old Louisville Road. Investigators say it happened on the 14th, and this could be a possible case of arson. Another victim found at the scene as well, but positive identification has not yet been made. Prosecutors say one man faces up to 20 years in prison after being indicted for a bomb threat. It happened last month at a Social Security Administration office in Augusta. The indictment alleges that Keon Dickens called the Social Security office threatening to use an explosive device against the building and workers. It also claims he showed a handwritten note saying, I have a bomb, to an office security officer. The building was locked down and evacuated, and investigators say no bomb was ever found. Dickens faces 2 counts of false information and bomb hoax, and 1 count of threat to damage a person or building by explosives. It's only been a week and some change from the Fort Eisenhower renaming ceremony, and it's being spotted all around the CSRA. These signs, it might throw you off, but next time you head to Evans, exit 194 will no longer say Fort Gordon. Former President Eisenhower had a strong impact on Augusta, but that's not all. As our Will Rio shows us, his reach was felt at a small church on Walton Way.
Over at Reed Memorial Presbyterian Church in Augusta, Reed Berry is our tour guide.
The original sanctuary was built in 1954.
1954. That's a year Berry says he'll never forget.
I got to shake his hand that day, so it was a real historical moment for me, not only spiritually because I joined the church, but historically because I shook the hand of the President of the United States of America.
On April 18, 1954, President Dwight Eisenhower laid the cornerstone for Reed Memorial. Berry had a front row seat to see it happen.
I'm standing on hallowed ground here, and it really is very emotional to me every time I come out here and see that.
Berry says this is often the church President Eisenhower would visit when he made his way to Augusta.
Oh, it was special. It was special. You could feel it. You could feel the fact that President Eisenhower worshipped with us today.
A plaque on the third pew shows where you would find Eisenhower every time he visited.
If you look across from, this is not in any literature, but if you look across from this plaque, if you look at that stained glass window, in the bottom left panel, it's the wise men. If you look at it very closely, it's almost an exact resemblance of Eisenhower.
They even have a nook with memorabilia from 1954.
And to have him go to church here was so special for us as members of this church.
In Augusta, Will Rio on your side.
Reed Memorial Presbyterian Church says they encourage people to learn more about the history of Augusta and check out what other things they have about President Dwight Eisenhower. Okay, drivers, have heads up. If you live in Columbia County and you take I-20 eastbound every day, there will be some new traffic impacts starting this week. Georgia DOT crews are starting a slab replacement project in the area. Now, work starts around mile 172. It runs to about 194 or so. So that means you can expect some daily lane closures. Georgia DOT says you can expect this project to be done about July of next year. So this is going to go on for quite some time. Going back to the basics. Next on News 12 at 6 o'clock, we show you how one school program is helping kids get to the next level in education. Riley?
Well, we got a little bit warmer today, but even hotter temperatures expected over the next several afternoons. We'll have a look at the 80s making a return just after the break. Cool tomorrow morning. We'll wake up in the 40s, but some beautiful afternoons to get outside. Sunshine Tuesday and Wednesday, but we will start to see a few more clouds by Thursday. Mostly cloudy Friday, then it will give way to some rain heading into our weekend.
All right, thank you, Riley. It is your turn now to decide. Will you vote yes or no for a new James Brown Arena? Seasplost is a proposed half-penny sales tax in Richmond County, which equals out to an extra 50 cents for every $100 spent. In 13 hours, you head to the polls. And right now, city leaders are making a last-minute push to voters. Our own Craig Allison joins us live from the James Brown Arena. And Craig, what are leaders doing to get voters out tomorrow?
Well, right now, commissioners are out here. People are out here with food trucks. Rally kicked off in support of the vote in the past hour. They've been handing out yes signs over here and playing music. And it's all hands on deck since the vote is tomorrow and the future of this space relies on that vote.
It's yes or no. You probably noticed the signs posted on street corners, sidewalks, and in front of businesses across town.
We're really excited. We're ready for the vote. We think this is the best way to fund this arena. You know, we can get 40% plus paid for by people outside of Richmond County. I think that's a real plus for the community.
The Coliseum Authority says Tuesday's vote may be the last chance to get this project approved. With estimated costs of a brand new arena going up by the year and the difficulty of getting the sales tax to the ballot this year through Governor Kemp's bill, they say they're out of options in getting a funding source. People against it say that on top of not wanting more taxes, they can't trust our current government to get the job done.
We can't cut our grass. We have a lot of dilapidated buildings. We're 250 police officers short. I could go on forever.
Michael Thurman has already put out 300 no signs across the county, hoping to get the message to everyone. In the end, it's all down to the votes.
That's right. Now, if this vote goes through, it probably will get started within the mid part of next year, hoping for a 2026 open with events. But that, again, all comes down to tomorrow's vote, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Go to Georgia polling locations to figure out where you're at. In downtown Augusta, Craig Allison on your side.
A lot is at stake. Thanks for the update, Craig. Teaching kids the basic. Richmond County schools, they're looking to improve their students' literacy rates. Back in 2022, our I-team uncovered Richmond County ranks number 24 out of Georgia's 210 school districts for literacy rates. Test results show more than half of all third graders in Augusta will enter the fourth grade struggling to read. As our Taylor Martin shows us, one program has already helped more than 1,000 students this school year.
When it comes to literacy and understanding the world around them, the first 5 years of a child's life can be monumental.
Literacy skills go so much farther than just being able to read. Being able to turn the pages without tearing them, knowing what directions the letter goes.
But in Richmond County,
by the time that they hit third grade, there are about 30 to 40% of the kids are reading on grade level.
As a young mom, Rebecca's firstborn struggled with reading.
Now, I felt very bad. I felt horrible, like I shouldn't have, like it was my fault.
That's where the basics of Richmond County steps in to help parents learn 5 principles to set their child up for success at an early age.
Maximize love, manage stress, talk, sing, and point, count, group, and compare, explore through movement and play, and read and discuss stories.
As they celebrate having served more than 1,000 children this year, they're focused on working with community partners such as the Hub and the Family Y to train caregivers, parents, and teachers on how they can not only implement the basics, but raise awareness throughout the community.
As parents, we're always looking for ways to make our kids better, so don't ever feel bad that you didn't start right away.
Reporting in Augusta, Taylor Martin on your side.
Now, if you're interested in implementing the basics in your classroom or at home, we'll have all the information you need on our website or WRDW app. We're back in a bit.
First Alert Radio
of Georgia, because if you're hurt and need help, we'll come to you, no matter where you live, no matter where you are.
One local family will spend the holidays at home this year after their 16-month-old son.
Next generation of shaving is Gillette Labs.
No matter where you live, if you're injured, the help you need is just a call away. Call the Strong Arm, attorney John Foy and Associates.
We cover every inch of Georgia, because if you're hurt and need help, we'll come to you, no matter where you live, no matter where you are.
One local family will spend the holidays at home this year after their 16-month-old son, Cooper, spent the first year of his life at the Children's Hospital of Georgia. Cooper was born at 28 weeks, weighing a little more than a pound. On this Miracle Monday, Zana Halliburton introduces us to the Dickert family, who are happy to be spending time now with Cooper at home.
This is Cooper.
He's so lively and happy and joyful.
He was born at 28 weeks, weighing 1 pound and 3 ounces.
So it was a lot of emotion. Certainly relieved that he was doing well, but certainly also knowing that there was concerns in the days to come.
After a couple weeks, Cooper's parents, Chris and Krista, knew Cooper would need greater care and support. That's when they transferred to the Children's Hospital of Georgia.
And we're local, so we were blessed to have this in our backyard because we didn't know we need it. But when you do need it, it's nice to have it close so that you don't have to travel a couple of hours.
Cooper spent half his time in the neonatal intensive care unit and the other in the pediatric intensive care unit, where he celebrated his first birthday.
There was so much more support here, being specifically a children's hospital. So there were people who not only took care of Cooper on the medical side, but also people who supported Chris and I as his parents.
Cooper was born with a heart defect as well as Down syndrome.
As a dad, I wanted everything to be perfect, and it really hit me hard at first because I didn't know what to expect. All of a sudden, all those fears and ideas of the worst come in, the negative. But as we get to know Cooper and his personality, he is the happiest kid. He just brings joy to the room. It's not a deficit, it's an addition.
Cooper's first surgery to correct his heart was at 6 months old.
And we were told that there was the potential that Cooper wouldn't be able to come off the heart-lung machine after open heart surgery because of how sick he'd just been. So that was terrifying, and there was nothing more relieving than watching that cardiac surgeon walked through that door with a smile on his face, and we knew that the surgery had been successful.
With 3 other surgeries that followed, Cooper was finally able to go home in June of this year.
It just didn't even feel real because it was just that light at the end of the tunnel that we've been waiting on for a year.
They say to any family going through something similar, have hope.
When you watch them fight, that produces a spark of hope in your own heart. And as long as they're fighting, you've got a shot.
Reporting in Augusta, Zana Halliburton, on your side.
Cooper is currently on a feeding tube and ventilator, and he still has weekly checkups at the Children's Hospital. His parents say more procedures are to come. If you would like to support families like Cooper's and learn more about CHOG, we have a link on our website. Just search Miracle Monday.
On your sideline, sports brought to you by the Hawk Law Group.
So we know with any sport, big moments are made of big opportunities. The thing is, South Aiken Volleyball's moment could have passed them by if they let losing their first set in the SCHSL state championship get to them. Instead, it was a turning point, and it quickly became a defining one in T-Bred history. They won the next 3 with one final kill in the 4th against North Myrtle Beach. They made history, winning the program's first state championship, one head coach Cassie McKee has been working towards for the last 9 seasons. The win ended the Chiefs' 38-win streak, and it wasn't easy. After pushing the Chiefs to 30-28 in the first set, they spent the following breaking ties in the second and third. For a team that's used the word hungry all playoffs to get them through, they finally got their dessert.
They're such a good team where if they make an error, they bring it in, they look at each other, and they own their mistakes and move on. And it's not just like a let's go, it's a meaningful, you see them coming together every single point.
The celebrations are far from over for the T-Reds. Aiken City Hall will honor the team ahead of their meeting on November 13th. We'll be right back after this.
Thanks for watching News 12 on your side.
The lottery.
A magical Cirque Christmas.
Coming to the Columbia County Performing Arts Center Monday, November 20th. Get tickets at Ticketmaster.com.
All right, folks, welcome back. I wanted to take a look at something pretty cool we can actually see from our tower cam outside of our studio. So what you're looking at, the big bright dot is Jupiter. The tiny little white dots around it are actually some of Jupiter's moons. So we actually have a pretty cool view of this in the eastern sky. Jupiter has been very visible in the eastern sky right after sunset. So if you want to check this out, you won't be able to see the moons with the naked eye, but you will be able to see Jupiter. Jupiter is going to be just that big bright dot in the eastern sky. It's going to be very easy to see, but there you go, those little tiny moons right there. You never know what you're going to see with our tower cams. Love that. All right, we're going to see some pretty warm temps the next several afternoons. Highs hitting the 80s for us all the way through Friday. We'll get cooler, though, for the weekend.
Who knew? Jupiter with 80 moons, and we could see a couple of them tonight on Tower Cam. Thanks, Riley. Thanks for joining us. We're back at 7 o'clock on NBC. See you then.
At the CBS Evening News, we focus on solutions, finding solutions to help people understand what are the right choices to make for you and your family.
It just